Okay, so this is for the travel mode 3, and we're making the final part of the object. So go to File, New, Part, OK. Go to the top plane, right-click top plane, click Sketch, go to Line, start the origin, go to the right, go up, draw an angle, go flat a little bit, and come back down to the origin, and then push Escape. Then push Escape a few times to make sure it's off. Click this line here, tell it to be vertical. Go to Smart Dimension. This bottom line here, that should be 12. This side line here, that should be 38. This top line here, from here to here, that should be 3. And finally, the angle between here and here should be 140 degrees. Then go to Mirror Entities. Click here, 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 and here, and then mirror them about this line here. Click the green tick. Go to Features, Extrude Boss Base, click this surface and this surface, and bring up a total of 3. Then click the green tick twice. Right-click anywhere you like in this face, click Sketch, hit the space bar, and click Normal 2. Go to Sketch, go to Center Rectangle, so click down the drop arrow, pick Center Rectangle, and anywhere you like inside here, draw a rectangle. Smart Dimension, that rectangle on top is 9, and on the side it is 7. Then push Escape on your keyboard a few times, click the center of the rectangle, hold down Control, click this point here, and tell it to be vertical. Then Smart Dimension, that from the top to that line there is a total of 24. Go Features, Extrude Boss Base, and increase that distance then. Make sure it's 3 and click the green tick. So you have this block standing up off it. Okay, next thing to do is we need to put a fillet on this here. So we go to Fillet, and I want to click this corner here and this corner here, and the fillets all together are only 5. And we click the green tick. Now, okay, so the next thing to do is right click on this here, click Sketch, hit the space bar, and click Normal 2. But it's important just to rotate this around this way for the next part. It needs to be upside down like this. Okay, so you might need to move around your mouse to get it upside down like that. Okay, so we're going to draw more or less what the shape on top looks like from the view on top. So I go to Sketch, I go to Line, and we're going to start out here somewhere in the white. We're going to head on down here, just keeping it outside the object. Going to click once, come back in, the dot will change to an orange color, and when you come back out, you'll be drawing a curve. That's what we want there. Then draw a vertical line down here, anywhere you like. It doesn't have to be on anything. Just make sure it's vertical. Push Escape. Okay, a few things to do. Pick the origin. So click the origin, then hold down Control, click that line, and tell it to be constant. That's the first thing done. Next thing to do is go to 3-point. Well, we'll do the 3-point arc in a second. We'll just get the dimensions right first. So go to Smart Dimension. The distance from that point to this line has to be a total of 13. Okay. Now, you'll notice now that this point here has popped off the line. So just click that point for push Escape a few times on the keyboard, click that dot, hold down Control, click this line, and tell it that it has to be constant as well. Now it's back in place. Now go to Smart Dimension. The distance from the origin, or from this line, to that point there has to be a total of 3. So it's a small distance. And the distance from this point to that line there has to be a total of 1. Next, the radius of this curve. So click the curve. That radius there has to be a total of 12. And then the distance from this point to this line here, that has to be 13, which it is. The length of that line then, so make sure that you get the mouse move around a little bit onto your parallel. That has to be a total of 38. Now, everything is the correct measurements. Last thing to do is to go to Spline, click here at the end of this, Click anywhere you like here, roughly halfway, and then click at the end. Push escape. You need to dimension this spline, so go to Smart Dimension. The distance from here to that dot is a total of 7. The distance from that dot to this face here is a total of 2.5. And that's it done. I then go to Mirror Entities. I click the spline, the sloping line here, the radius here, and I tell it to mirror about this line here. Click the green tick. Features, extrude boss base, and we're going to extrude that then, both sides, up quite a large distance for the moment, a total of 9. Okay. Now, the last bit of shaping to do. On this flat surface here, not the top, the bottom skinnier one, right click anywhere you like, click Sketch, hit the space bar, and click Normal 2. Now, what we have to do now is go to Spline, and what we have is the following. Pick up this point up here in the corner, click like so, once with the spline, click anywhere you like here, kind of straighten out for a while, then click again, then come up here roughly around here somewhere, and then finish off bang in the middle here like so, on the midpoint, and push escape. Push escape. So you should have 1, 2, 3 dots on the spline. We then go to Smart Dimension. The first dot, its distance from here, it's not picking up that, so we'll have to go here to this corner here. That distance there is a total of 8. So something typed in there wrong by accident. I'm going to delete that out as best I can. Total of 8. Then from this point to the bottom there, you might have to go down here as well. That distance there has to be a total of 8.5. From this point to this line here, that has to be a total of 3. And from that same point then, trying to pick it up now could be a bit tricky. So Smart Dimension. From that point to the same point here, this back here, that has to be a total of 30. Then this point here to there, that has to be a total of 5, like what's more or less coming up. And its distance from here to the same line here at the back, that has to be a total of 40 as well. And that gets it all put into the correct measurements. Okay, so then the next thing I have to do is go to Offset Entities. I click this line, but instead of being 10, I change that to 3. Okay, and we're getting something like this. And I click the green tick. Now, what we have to do next now is I have to go to line, and I have to draw a line that goes from, we'll say from this corner here, on out here, some sort of a distance. Make sure you go past it, like a way to pick up the one above it, and then I click straight up, and I push escape. And we're going to go to trim next. I'm going to trim away this here, don't need it. That's good. And then finally, then I'm going to go back to line again. I'm going to click here on top, go all the way over. You can go past it, come down. Doesn't matter about this, and then come back in. And then that closes that. We then go Features, Extruded Cut. Now, we click this surface, and we click this surface. We change it from blind to true all. We go to direction 2, click the tick here, and change it to true all, and then I click the green tick. And now we're starting to get the shape of this object done. Now, next thing we do is to fill this hole here. That happens, so click here, click Sketch. We then click Convert Entities, and then go Features, Extrude Boss Base, change from blind to up to surface. This is the surface, and I click the green tick, and that will fill that hole that has appeared. Okay, now, so then there's a few fillets to put onto this, but we'll put them on last because there's one last thing to go onto this, which is there's kind of a handle, little kind of a handle that stands up here. So we need to make a plane for that handle. So we go to Reference Geometry, we click Plane, I click this flat surface here, and I just make sure that's above it. So just click up for the distance, that's a little bit too high, so I just want to get the exact height of it here. My ruler. So the height that should be up is a total of, actually it is 10. So it was the right setting the first time. So change that from 20 to 10. Then right click anywhere I like on that new plane, click the sketch to the left of the glasses, hit the space bar and click normal 2. Hit the space bar again, click normal 2, hit the space bar again, click normal 2. Okay, it's going to keep putting it the wrong way around. So I'm going to put it that it's backwards and then use the arrow keys to spin it around. That's this way. Now, so what we're going to be putting on here is, it's not a rectangle, it's actually made from 2 circles. So I go to sketch, I go to 3-point arc, so click the drop down arrow, make sure you pick 3-point arc. Click anywhere I like here once, go across here, click anywhere I like, then bring that down like so. Push escape on your keyboard. Go to Smart Dimension. The distance from this to that corner up here, that distance, so move it around like so, that is a total of 6. And the same on the opposite side, from this to that corner there, so make sure you pick up that corner, move it around, that's a total of 6. Then the radius of that arc is a total of 11. Then the distance from here to the origin, that distance is a total of what I can make out 11 as well. And that's the same from this point to the origin, it is also 11. Okay, so that's one of the arcs in the right place. We then go to the line, and I draw a horizontal line down like so. And I go to the line on the other side, and I draw a horizontal line, or vertical line, apologies, down like so. We then go to 3-point arc again. So click the drop down arrow, 3-point arc, click here, click the other side, and then it's a lot shallower, this curve, like so. Push escape. We need to dimension this, so go Smart Dimension. The side lines need to be a total of 4 on both sides. And the radius of that arc is a total of 48, just like that. I then go Features, Extrude Boss Base, and I extrude that then in the opposite direction, and I change from blind to up to surface. I click this surface here, and I click the green tick. So that's the grip now in place. I then go to Fillet. I click this edge here, and I click that edge there, and the fillet should be set to 4. And I click the green tick. And that is the grip now in place on the object. Finally then, there is a little small hole that's located just back here on the object to release any pressure that would build up in the object. So I right click here, sketch, space bar, normal 2. I go to sketch, I go to circle, I draw just a small circle here anywhere I like. I go to Smart Dimension. That circle is a total of 2. I click the origin. I hold down Control. I click the middle of that circle. I tell it to be vertical. I then again go to Smart Dimension. From the center of that circle to the corner of this object here, that distance there needs to be 16. I then go Features, Extrude Cut, and it goes through everything. So it goes right through and out the other side. So I change from blind to through all, and I click the green tick. Now, the last thing then to do is to apply a couple of fillets. So we go to Fillet. We set the fillet down to 0.5. I click this edge here. I click this edge here. I click the back edge. I click this edge here at the front. Same on this side. And I click the green tick. And that is the object finished. Okay? Then go File, Save As. This is Travel Mug Part 5. Travel Mug 3 slider for lid. Save it to your desktop where you know you can get to it, and also email a copy of that to myself for safekeeping. keeping. Okay, thanks very much. That's the end of the video.